Hey, it's Props, back with another episode of the music review series. Today's a pretty big review, you know, because we're doing Stormzy's latest record, Heavy as the Head. This is the second full-length album from famous London grime artist Stormzy, coming off of the massive success of his first album, Gang Signs and Pray, which was the first grime album to hit #1. To include a little bit of foreshadowing, I guess it's put a lot of pressure on Stormzy to follow that project up with another good one. Now, I am not personally into the grime scene, so I didn't really connect with his last record. It's just not a part of my taste. The track, Too Big for Your Boots, is just so ridiculous to me. So, admittingly, I wasn't looking forward to this album. Like, I wasn't really excited for its release. Especially when we got the single Vossy Bop, which, even though I kinda like the creepy vibe the track gives off, the song is just so lyrically vapid. I can understand the appeal. I just don't want to listen to lyrics like, my brothers don't dab, we just Vossy Bop. I told your girl to link me at the coffee shop. Like, it's not something I look for in music. Probably because I'm not linking many girls at coffee shops, let's be honest. However, I was pleasantly surprised with Crown. I think this may be my favourite song that Stormzy's ever released, as he addresses the pressures of arguably being the #1 grime artist in the world. This song also provides insight as to why the album is called Heavy as the Head, with the lyric, heavy is the head that wears the crown. Though that idea sounds very egotistical, a concept that's you should pretty much expect in grime, this track does address Stormzy's own doubts within himself as being the biggest artist, and he questions the fact that he's in this position. I'm really happy this song exists, and it's probably the main reason why I've given this album a full listen. And in fairness, everything we get on this album isn't just grime all the way through. We have a lot of different styles of music here. Stormzy isn't afraid to explore some other genres, which in fairness is what he's kind of known for, considering his first record wasn't all grime either. He even mentions this fact on the album at one point. And talking about that, a lot of grime traditionalists have had a big problem with Stormzy, particularly Wiley, but I really don't think we need to go into that. All I'll say is there's a reason why Stormzy is the only grime artist that I can probably handle listening to, and that's because he doesn't just do grime all the time. But to be fair, I really do admire Stormzy's cutthroat delivery on a lot of the very hard grime songs on this album. The opening tracks Big Michael and Audacity are huge testaments for that. It honestly makes me wish that I enjoyed grime a lot more than I do, because I can really see the appeal for these songs. I also admire how he shifts his style of delivery on songs like Lessons and Don't Forget to Breathe and 1 Minute as well. These are 3 tracks that I do enjoy, and though I see how poppy and intentionally radio friendly it is, I can't help but find the song Own It to be instrumentally appealing. But that's as far as I'll go with this song, because lyrically there's nothing here of merit. But I mean, what else do you expect with a song that features Ed Sheeran? But moving away from that, I find a lot of the lyricism on this album to be very interesting. Much more interesting than I was actually expecting. For example, the concepts of Rachel's little brother and 1 Minute. Though I didn't really care for the feature on the latter track, I found Stormzy's powerful description of his own mental health issues to be very admirable. The track Superheroes is a really great moment as well. The lyricism of this song takes a left turn from the rest of what we get here and really talks about some more uplifting themes. Stormzy seems to specifically address black youth, slating the media's false narratives and proclaiming that you can do anything, including becoming a superhero. Even going as far as to name drop some other artists in the community such as Dave, Big Shaq and Little Sims, pointing out the fact that they were originally nothing and are now something, and anyone who has the dream of becoming something can do the same. I really like the message of this song. I only wish that this was the closer to the album, because it just screams a fantastic finish to me. Plus then, the album could have finished with an excerpt of the Tracy Beaker theme song, and that would have been so perfect. But though I have praised a lot of this album so far, there are still a few weak points. The track Bronze was very forgettable. The high-pitched, weirdly tuned vocals on Handsome as well were really strange, and I could not get into them at all. Pop Boy featuring H was another irritating listen. Safe to say that H is definitely an artist I can't get into. At one point on this song as well, Stormzy calls out some other artists in the community by saying that he's the top boy, and he didn't even have to be on Top Boy, which is a TV series that features some other grime artists such as Dave and Little Sims. But these two artists as well are two artists that Stormzy later claims are kings on the track Superhero. Like, I get that he's just trying to say that I'm the best and here's why, but I can't get into that mentality. I just hate it. I understand that that's the prime focus of grime, I just don't enjoy it. But overall, this album makes me really wish that I enjoy grime more than I do. Because if that was the case, then I'm sure I would have loved this album. But what I will say is this project has made me admire Stormzy much more. I was not expecting to like this album as much as I did like it. I'd give this album a good rating. And the points that it does fall short on, I can really see why people like. It's just something that isn't particularly down my alley. But regardless, I still enjoyed this record. I'm sure this is a big surprise to some people watching this video because I certainly have made it clear that I'm not a fan of grime in the past. And I certainly have made it clear that I'm not a fan of Stormzy. But this album is pretty good. Anyways, that's it. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Remember, this is just my opinion. I can't change yours. I wouldn't want to anyway. And yeah, peace out.